Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video we are going to get into some palettes that are perfect for the fall season. It is officially fall according to the calendar, so we're going to try to channel that energy today even though it's quite hot here still in Texas. But before we get into all these palettes, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I'm a crazy lover of all things beauty. I love to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, and I like to do a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. I have finally put up my fall decor in the background. We have transitioned from the summertime, even though the weather here in Texas hasn't transitioned yet, but it normally doesn't cool down here until like November, which is the usual. But it would be nice to have a little bit of fall weather, even maybe in the evening or early morning, but we're still not there. Like yesterday night, it was 90 degrees and it was like 10 o'clock at night. But you know what? One can dream for fall weather. I haven't decorated the rest of my house, just my background here, but hopefully you guys like it. I might move things around here and there, but I got my pumpkins and my, fall energy going on back here. But anyways, I think we should get into the palettes now. I have 15 here. 4 are honorable mentions because I actually haven't used them on my eyes yet, but they have been featured in like a swatch comparison video, and I had to include them because the color stories are just perfect for this season. But the rest of them I have done swatch comparisons and looks with all on my channel and all that good stuff. So the first palette that we're going to get into is the Lord of the Rings and Glamlite palette. This is the Metal Earth palette. It's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes, and I did film this as a Instagram reel. It will probably be a YouTube short. Not sure if it's up yet, but if it is, I'll link it below. But it will also be on my Breezy_beauty Instagram page. But I think this is such a beauty, and I had to include this. I fell head over heels for this color story, the packaging, the theming. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so it spoke to my little nerdy heart. But look at this color story. Look at how beautiful that is. Like, love that. It has cool tones. It has a little bit of warmth, which I pulled in the warm tones for this eye look today. But I feel like this is also like really good to transition into the winter time with these cooler, more wintry colors that are mixed in here. But then it, has those warm tones and the greens. And I do feel like you could create some really beautiful fall inspired looks like this. Go into the greens, go into the warm tones. And then you'll have your other shades that you can use for the winter time. I'm a seasonal kind of bee. Now I know you can wear whatever color you want any time of the year. That's totally up to you. But I like to switch my makeup up seasonally. It helps me like rotate through my makeup collection by doing that. And then we're going to get into a palette that was made for the fall season. It's the classic autumn palette from DD Signature. I had to include this because hello, this is fall. This is like the grungy, murky tones of fall. The leaves falling that have turned color, the acorns, pumpkins, the typical things you see during this time, the apples. It just gives all the fall feels. It is autumn themed. Even the packaging outside has like the autumn leaves. And I just think this is so beautiful. So this is the older formula from DD Signature. So the metallics in here are more of those traditional foiled metallics. They're not those like extra dual chromatic sparkly shades, but they still look stunning on the eyes. I feel like this is the type of formula that won't like enhance texture on the lids. They just glide on like butter. And then these mattes are, excellent as well. So you won't have an issue with this formula. And if you prefer those smoother metallics, then you will really enjoy this. And if you like those kind of grungy, earthy autumn tones, then this will be perfect for you. I love DD Signature. I do have a discount code with them. It is Breezy Beauty if you ever want to save some money off purchasing anything from them, but no pressure. Don't need to use my code. And then we're going into some Adept Cosmetics palettes. So the Flying Fiddles palette. Had to include this one. This is a very green brown palette with some goldeny tones. I think this will be more appealing to my nudie lovers that maybe want to dabble in a little bit of green here and there, but browns and greens tend to perform so well together. And I love this packaging. And it's beautiful. I also do have a code with Adept Cosmetics, which is Breezy Beauty if you ever want to save some money off. But I think this is just a very coppery, like bronzy kind of palette, goldeny with some green tones. Some of the shades shift to like pink tones, but I think this is really beautiful for my nudie earthy lovers. And then the other Adept Cosmetics palette is the Unity palette. This one has a little bit more berry pinky tones thrown in, a little bit of plum. There is one green matte, but overall it is more of a berry tone palette, but there's a lot of nudie shimmers in this one as well. Besides like these two, all of them lean more nudie, more champagne, more bronzy, coppery, goldeny. So another one that I think nudie lovers would really enjoy, but it has enough fun color in it to appeal to color lovers as well. And it just, to me, it screams fall time in a palette, and I think it's gorgeous. I mean, I love Adept Cosmetics formula. And then we're going to go into this one right here, which is a very versatile palette. It's the Cosmic Beauty The Lovers palette. I think this immediately made me think of like the fall time, and this also will be one that I think will transition well into the winter season with some of these like cooler tones, some silvery tones. But you got like the berries, you got some warm like nudie tones, and then like I said, you have these cooler tones, and you have a good amount of variety. I really love Cosmic Beauty's formula. I think they're very consistent, really good mattes, beautiful like smooth shimmers. They're not as intensely sparkly as like you would experience from like Ensley Reign or Beaute Bar, but they're really beautiful, and some have some really striking shifts, and I think this has just a great amount of variety and will appeal to both my nudie and color lovers. And I love mixing nudie shades with color as well to like, you know, switch things up, but I do feel like this gives a fall feel to it. And, you know, I just thought I'd mention that one as well. And then we're gonna go into a like quite nudie muted palette. It's the Glamlite Cosmetics Nearly Natural palette. This is their revamped new palette version that they came out with, and they threw in some like grungy tones in here, these muted color tones with a lot of beautiful nudes that are cool tone and warm tone. So I mean, this is for my nudie lovers, but with a twist because of those grungy tones. And fall season makes me think of grungy tones like this, the berry tones, the mustards, the olives. And, you know, then you can also do some nudie glam. I think this has a really, really good variety in it as well for being a nudie palette. And, you know, sometimes you just want your nudie glam in the fall time. You don't have to be like super grunge or super colorful. I think this will totally give all those vibes. So I had to include this one. And then another one from Glamlite, which is also that nudie palette with a twist, is the Barely Basic palette. So this one has a little bit more muted color in it than the one I just showed you. It has more varieties of greens, some orangey brown shades. Then there's like some purplish berry tones, and then some cool tones right here. This has a bunch of beautiful like sparkly shades right here, iridescent sparkly shades. So I mean, this is definitely leaning more grunge, a little less nudie, but still on the muted end. And it's fall right here. You know, the leaves, all that good stuff. I'm so happy that fall is coming. I love summer, but I could take a break from this heat. It's been a lot, you know. Anyways, let's get on to the next palette, which is from Electrum Cosmetics. This is the Blood Moon palette. Now I know their palettes take forever to arrive in the mail, and oftentimes their stuff is out of stock, but it is a very small indie brand. But this palette is one of the most beautiful, striking fall palettes in my collection, y'all. The shimmers in here are so intensely shifty and gorgeous and metallic-y, and then there's these beautiful like grungy, deeper saturated like mattes to go with these stunning shifty shades. And I just get so much fall out of this, so much autumn, you know, November time vibes. I think it's gorgeous. I think there's some holochromes in here. And this one definitely just has a good amount of like depth in here, and the tones are just richer. If you're into a little bit more of a richer, bolder kind of fall look, I think you'd really love this one. Hopefully they will restock this one if it's out of stock, because it's beautiful. It's stunning. I really want to try more from Electrum Cosmetics. It's just very hard to get your hands on their palettes, but they're totally worth the wait. Then we're going into more luxury. For my luxury lovers, I had to mention this. The Natasha Denona, is it the Yucca palette? This one's a very, very grungy but toned down grunge palette. They're overall on the lighter side besides maybe these two shades. But I would say overall it's like mid-tone to light. It's toned down. It's not overly intense. It's still nudie. And if you like the Natasha Denona formula, their cream to mattes, they're more smoother, muted metallics, then you'll really enjoy this. I mean, if there's one luxury brand that I'll go for when it comes to, well, I guess they're not considered luxury, but they're more on the higher price tag side, would be Natasha Denona. I really think the formula is beautiful. And these shimmers are sparkly, but it's just so grunge, and it makes my heart very happy. I'm happy that they came out with this kind of palette, so I had to mention that one. And then I have another DD signature palette. It's the Broken Jewels palette, their most recent release, which I see they have another new release coming out I'm so excited for. But this one too is a more richer color story. This has the greens, it has the warm tones, the copper tones that like really give me fall. And then there are some like cooler tones up here, the gray, these blues, that could also transition really well into like the winter season if you like your cool tones then. And so I think that this has so many good options and is one of my favorites from DD Signature right now. I just love these tones. I love that there's grunge. These shimmers are next level sparkly and beautiful and shifty. This like metallic, like deeper silver. Oh, it just gives me all the feels. It's gorgeous. I think this one right here is like a bronze to pink to like, you know, that rosy tone. Oh, it's a gorgeous palette. So I highly recommend this one. It's very, very good. So the next palettes I'm gonna mention are the ones that I said are honorable kind of mentions because I haven't actually done looks with them on camera yet. I just swatched comparisons. Well, technically the palette I'm about to show you I have filmed the look with. I just haven't posted that look yet, but it's the Green Goddess palette from Beaute Bar, and I had to include it. I don't know why, but fall time I really think of greens and these kind of tones. Some of these are leaning more cool tone, and then it has like this salmony color, and then it has some nudes in it. But if you're into greens, you're into those ones that lean a little bit more foresty, a little bit more sagey, and you want, you know, some nudie tones to mix with them, or you just want a stunning greenish palette from a Beaute Bar, then this one is a great option. Like, look at that. So I had to include this. The sparkle and the shifts on some of these shimmers are just out of this world. Gorgeous palette. Then of course I had to include these other ones. Now I haven't filmed looks with them yet, only swatch comparisons so far, but the Adept Cosmetics EBE's palette, grunge. But we got some plums and berries in here. I would say overall I think the tones are on the more muted side. They're not like vibrant grunge or plum shades. They all have like somewhat of a cooler, maybe even slightly grayish tone to them, besides this like greeny pukey yellow right here, this mustard shade. All the other ones have like kind of a grayish tone, then you have this light pink, but these shimmers are really beautiful and super shifty, and just it ultimately made me think of like fall time with this color story. I just really like Adept Cosmetics formula, especially their shimmers. They're always just so shifty and so extra sparkly. Can you guys see that? And they just recently came out with this one, so I think maybe they had fall in mind, autumn thoughts going on when they created this one, but it's really, really beautiful. Then I have the Tones of Tarte palette from Glamlite. Now this is what you call more of a vibrant grungy palette. There are some more pops in here, these like bright goldeny shades, some bright green, like yellowy shades in here too. Now the mattes are not super vibrant, but the shimmers are, and then some of these tones up here. So if you want more of a bright grungy color story, I think this would be a perfect option. Super gorgeous. I think it's really, really stunning. And based on like the swatches that I've done with it, it feels consistent to the Glamlite formula. I have no doubt that this is going to look stunning on the eyes, but I had to include this because this to me is like the ultimate kind of fall color story that really appeals to me. And then the other one too that I'm going to show you is from Glamlite, the Bonfire palette. I mean, this is their like fall-y kind of themed palette. I mean, it's called Bonfire, and aren't you guys ready for like roasting, you know, marshmallows and making s'mores by a bonfire? I am so ready for that, you know, being at a cabin or having a fireplace going. I just cannot wait for that experience. I can't wait for it to be cool enough to actually do that. But this one too has some vibrant tones in here, but this included some more cooler tone nudie shades, but we got this like vibrant orangey pop in here. We got like some grungy greens, like a nice like kind of reddish burgundy tones, and the metallics in here are super shifty and super sparkly. So I just could not leave this out, and this also feels consistent to their usual formula. Amazing like saturated mattes, beautiful sparkly shimmers. I just think this is a gorgeous color story, and I mean, it's Bonfire. I can't wait to see what else they'll come out with. They have been killing it with their eyeshadow palettes and like different color stories. So that was everything for this video. All the palettes that I wanted to mention that I think are perfect for this fall season. I am just ready for cooler weather, for, you know, the holidays to come. I just love this time of year, and I know a lot of people love this season, so hopefully this inspired you to pull out some palettes that you already own, or maybe gave you some ideas for palettes you might want to pick up if you're trying to add some more fall color stories into your life. But you guys will now have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below? Do you have any of these palettes? Are you a seasonal type of bee, or do you wear whatever you want any time of the year? Or what is your favorite fall palette? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video and you like a lot of fun colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the palettes linked if you want to check them out for yourself, and any videos where I featured any of these palettes, if you want to see them in action, see some swatches and comparisons. And I will link my other fall palette videos that I've done in the past if you want some other ideas for fall palettes, or, you know, more inspiration for things to pull out from your collection, then definitely check out those videos. I will also have my makeup linked in case you're curious what is on my face. Like I said, I did film this look for Instagram reel and for a YouTube short. The Lord of the Rings times Glamlite palette is on my eyes, so that should be coming soon if it's not already posted. I will also have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking this time to watch this video, for being here and supporting my channel. You guys are so amazing, and I hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world. And just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.